the vast majority.
We're back. Switched up to another spot, so here we go.
Majority of it feels now it's funneled towards gravel racing. It's like we don't have to turn everything into a race.
No, we don't. That is.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But we need to kind of like bring this back to like the bike. We're talking about the concept of exploring and racing, but it's the tech show, right? We talk about the bike. Now, the bike that I feel like has really triggered this big mindset shift for you is going to be that the Pinarello Dogma GR that you rode on the stereo. Obviously, you've ridden loads of gravel bikes in the past, but maybe it's all led up to this point, and that's the bike that's tipped you over the edge. Do you think?
Oh yeah, no, it's great. It's nice having something that's really light, and that I'd taken it out for a few little spins, but yeah, that Pinarello Dogma GR is blooming lovely.
It looks great. Now, I've actually not had the chance to ride it yet, so I've obviously ridden the latest Gravel F, and you've ridden the Dogma GR, but we haven't switched bikes.
We need
around.
to swap.
Yeah, we do.
I really want to ride the gravel just because I think that
They're boring me with their jargon about gravel bicycles, basically hybrids.
the one thing.
Like a big chunky boy. Tire.
Yes. That stuff is really good.
Like, kind of, I could do. We've kind of touched on this subject in the past on the tech show, but we'll go at it again. If you could have one bike, what would you have then? Would you have a gravel bike?
This is it. I think this has changed for me. See, I know if we've asked this question before.
Yeah.
Now I would say if I was only going to have one bike for the rest of my life, at the moment, it might change next week. But at the moment, the way I'm thinking is I would go gravel bike.
Yeah.
And there's a range of factors in that.
And it can be super versatile range of bikes as well. A gravel bike could mean lots of different things.
I'm not that bothered about racing anymore.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
I mean, like, you don't sound like you don't believe me.
Yeah.
I think, like...
I'm going to skip to the section called The Joy of Ride versus the Race. A dirty riveter anecdote. I don't know. Either way, hopefully it gets to the point of, like, how that racing mindset is destroying cycling for everyone. Not just for people that are already in it.
No, I mean, it's nice going... I like riding uphill as fast as I can, but...
Do you think you're perhaps getting just a bit older?
Yeah, we're not getting any younger, Alex.
No, we're not.
I know I've got a head start on you, and I think it's that thing of just riding with your mates.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm almost like I'm not that bothered how quick I'm going. It's like just getting out and having a laugh with your mates. And
Right, I totally agree with you. But do you remember, cast your minds back a little bit? So the Dirty Reaver like event / race that I went and did, made a GCN video about it. Now, people wouldn't realise, but you were also there, lurking in the background.
Yeah,
but whilst I was trying to race at the front, you were like full party pace.
I wasn't in the video.
No.
Because I was there for fun. You were working.
But we sat and had pizza afterwards, right?
Yeah.
And you had like loads of really cool, fun stories. And I was like, my version of the stories at the event was like, oh yeah, this bit was so tough. And then I was like struggling to keep up. And you were like, did you see that amazing view? And I was like, no, I was just staring at the guy in front.
Stopped and took a picture and like...
That's why I don't be doing that racing stuff. I don't race people. I don't get caught up in the egos on the bike trail or on the street. Why huff and puff and take 5 minutes of like respiratory recovery and bodily cool down and try to get a pick? Like, you can't even genuinely enjoy the sight you're looking at because the other half of you is busy cooling down. So how can you be fully immersed? Like, I just don't get it. It sounds like that he sucked the fun out of it for himself. He can say it's still fun. Yeah, I get that. You get the adrenaline, the endorphin rush. But that come and goes. I think this one's...
So I feel like you probably got the most out of that event.
Well, it was good, yeah. We just, went with a group of friends and we just cruised around together as a group and had a good day out.
But I think, that kind of really cements home your point a little bit, to be honest, that sometimes you just got to not worry about racing and enjoy all of the cycling.
Well, for some people, this is obvious, Alex. They'll be screaming away at the TV now. Like,
why? Like, we all know once you guys get on GCN, you're pretty much in retirement now. Let's be honest about it. As soon as a pro hits GCN, they are officially pretty much retired. Don't get me wrong, they still might do what they call sportives, I guess, or whatever, and some type of racing and stuff like that. Hell, they might even get into a real professional race, but they're mostly checked out. And I've noticed a couple of you on GCN, you presenters on GCN, you're feeling the burnout. It's because you focused way too much on competition and racing, and instead just enjoying the bicycle for what the fuck it is. Just a simple machine that makes you go a little bit faster than running, but a little bit slower than a car, but still lets you see everything around you, and you can get off at any time. And you could pretty much go anywhere. That sense of freedom. I think you robbed that from yourselves, GCN, and anybody who watches GCN and follows the dogma of GCN. You guys essentially sucked all the fun out yourselves. And now everybody looks to you as like the main like attention grabber and the main like funneling of like new cyclists, and it's dissuading new cyclists now. That's the point where we're at. So hopefully they smarten up to that. I don't know if they will. But those are 3 videos touching on the bicycle industry as a whole. There's another guy I want to check out really quick, and he touches on the same points that I do about the price point, the necessity to bring back entry-level priced bicycles. And he still gets hate on every time he tries to make the point, like almost like they don't understand it. So we'll go to his channel. His name is Matty Active. Some of you guys already watch and follow him, but he's really hammering in on basically you guys have zero, I repeat, zero entry-level bicycles along with entry-level pricing. And that's another issue with the bicycle industry. So we're going to get into one of his videos real quick. I like to start on all the ones that he has on the bicycle industry. So I think the best one, is when he first started. This is probably the best one. Mountain biking got too serious and now it's dying. And you know it's
in
true.
Almost 6 years of
I will speak on this though before we get into his video really quick. Another reason why at least mountain biking, the subgenre of cycling, died off is because a lot of mountain bikers were getting that YouTube money. They were getting the, and once that money dried up, all the sponsorships left, all the industry, the bicycle industry left YouTube and stopped putting money into YouTube. That was it. So it almost makes you kind of ask yourself, like, were they for real? Or were they just, hey, they knew how to ride a mountain bike pretty well and they just saw a crash grab opportunity and that was it?
ride now. I've been able to ride bikes from a $200 pawn shop bike all the way up to a $10,000 Yeti and everything in between. Even though these bikes ride and feel amazing, after riding them, then going back to the bikes I normally ride, something just felt off. Riding these bikes started to give me a false sense of reality, giving me the mindset that I had to ride more often, and when I did ride, I had to ride the trails that were more suitable for the bike that I was riding, rather than just riding the trails I enjoyed the most.
I'm going to be very honest, I don't know a whole lot about mountain biking in general. My focus is on what mountain biking did and changed itself and is now contributing to its own destruction.
Oh my God! This stuff is so sketchy. Like oh my. I'm literally like death.
A lot of cyclists do this. And I think it's more of a mountain cyclist thing, because road cyclists are already on up and up. They know most of your braking power comes from the front caliper, comes from the front brake. I can hear him dragging his back tire really bad.
Grip.
You guys gotta stop being scared of your front brake. You gotta learn how to feather that thing. Learn it. Know it. It will save your life.
But when I started riding other more practical bikes, things started to make a lot more sense. I consider myself a casual mountain biker because I ride a lot of other bikes as well, but I feel 95% of riders are casual. So it started.
He's incredibly right about that. The majority of riders are out there extremely casual. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't shame them for that. We don't want to do that. We don't want to lose them to another dumb fucking sport or something like that we don't care about. We want to keep them here. Want to keep them on the bike. Want to make sure that they have fun and have the wind flowing through their hair.
Started to make me question, why do so many people get caught up on the latest and greatest when it comes to mountain bikes? Mountain biking can be however you want it to be. And once I realized that, paying ridiculous prices for mountain bikes really didn't make sense anymore to me. Companies are asking customers to pay premium prices for bikes that the mountain bike community would consider entry-level mountain bikes. I've also been thinking about modern standards in mountain bikes, and it makes me think of Apple products, meaning, just like Apple, the bike industry created unnecessary problems so that they can turn around and sell you a solution. But unlike phones, people don't need bikes. Now let's think about this logically. You have people trying to say you need shop quality bikes or you're in danger of your bike not.
What a dumb mindset. Dumb fucking mindset. You need a shop quality bike. No. You just need a bike that is torqued to spec and everything's battened down how it should be. Decent tires, good brakes, unfrayed cables, tightened bolts, nothing loose. Hell, I would even advocate for a high tensile steel frame in that case, especially if you're looking at budget and you're a beginner. You should always be thinking about budget if you're a beginner in anything. So many disappointed people have paid for the pro line of something and come to find that they don't genuinely enjoy it and they're stuck with it, or they have to sell it at the lower than the price that they bought it for, given the wear and tear. But get where I'm going with that? That every industry needs a beginner and a pro line.
Lasting and needing lots of repairs over time. Now let's look at some numbers. I'm sure these are not 100% accurate, but I bet they're pretty close. Now you got the casual.
This is extremely accurate. The majority right there, that 90%, that is them. And I'd say a commuter, somebody who uses the bicycle to commute, is somewhere around in between the core and the serious rider. Because you got to think they got to go to work every day. But then there are some commuting cyclists that they don't drive all the time. Maybe because of injury, or they've already put down a lot of miles on their recreation and they just don't want to put any more miles on their legs. Fair enough. Then you got people like me who do bike messaging. Looking at like fucking 20 plus a day. And I'm usually doing that 4 to 6 days a week if I'm doing it. So.
Core and serious rider. Look at how many times they ride per year. And you expect them to pay thousands and thousands of dollars for bikes.
Precisely. This is why I just said everything needs to have a base model and a pro model. And cycling doesn't have that anymore. I mean, Walmart recently did something about it, so.
And then you wonder why these companies are going out of business. These are the numbers that they're trying to sell these premium price bikes to. And all these different companies are trying to do the same thing. there's not enough customers willing to do that because they don't ride enough. And let alone ride enough, you got to live on the side of the country where you can even get your money's worth. Half the country can't even ride. Well, over half the country can't even ride year round. So it makes no sense. The detachment from reality in the mountain bike community is killing the sport, in my opinion. They had the intense 951 trail killing the sport.
Hear that one more time.
The detachment from reality in the mountain bike community is killing the sport, in my opinion.
Not just mountain biking, the entire cycling fucking industry is way massively, horribly out of touch with the modern consumer, with the modern person that is buying their bicycles, especially when it comes to budget or entry level. They are wildly out of touch with the everyday customer.
They had the intense 951 trail in carbon going for $1,800 brand new at one point at Costco, and people were saying it was inferior. In my opinion, that's the best bike I've seen for the price in the 6 years I've been riding, and nothing even comes close. But because it was from Costco, people look down on it. With that type of mentality,
that stupid elitism that when people see that, when you act and say shit like that, they're like, ugh, like, if I become a cyclist, yeah, they think that. Too many people like that in cycling.
Plus the standoffish attitude that people have towards mountain biking to begin with, the mountain bike community is doing more harm than good at this point. I've never seen so many people in a sport that most people don't care about anyway alienate so many people but still expect to grow.
You know what the crazy thing was? Is like during the whole COVID boom with mountain biking and everything, everybody would say everybody in mountain biking's friendly. Wonder what the fuck happened.
And then we had the Ozark Trail dual slalom hit the scene, and people got up in arms about that. You have to realize you are a small percentage of people who takes this stuff that serious, because at the end of the day, it's just a bike. And just because you want to spend $1,000 to $1,500 more on something you might consider more worth it, doesn't mean someone who doesn't take it as serious as you do should. I really don't know where the idea came from that people would want to keep spending a lot of money on bikes. I can't remember the last time I saw an expensive bike and said to myself, I have to have that. Literally never crosses my mind, because I'm a regular person that just wants to ride, and there's no logical reason for me or 95% of other people to be buying bikes like that.
Ding, 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 ding. Weird, man. Like, people got this perception or mindset that it needs to be top of the line. It needs to be this year's model. No, it does not.
The thing that really baffles me is how, because I'm trying to get more people into the sport at a lower cost, then I have to be getting paid by someone. But whether you believe this,
who the fuck would put money on that? Like, what company would go out of their way to pay him to do that? That's smooth brain activity right there.
or not, people actually do still make videos to genuinely try to help people and not just for their own benefit.
I think he's making commentary upon the now defunct mountain bike tubers that are no longer there just because they don't longer get the money and, you know, the free stuff. And yeah,
$1,500 to $2,000 for a good bike might not seem like a lot to the seasoned rider, but most people brand new to the sport think that's an absolutely absurd price for a bike, and there's where the disconnect is.
one second.
in my opinion. The industry fails to look at it from a new rider's perspective. They only focus on the existing riders.
Truth. They do not care about getting new cyclists in. If you genuinely had any care as a company to get new cyclists in, you would have an entry-level line of bicycles. And none of them do.
When I was in Milwaukee and I got to help out with the clinic to introduce people to mountain biking who otherwise probably would never encounter the sport, really gave me some perspective on how many people that actually enjoy mountain biking given the opportunity.
All right. Okay, everybody ready to practice another part of mountain biking?
When I make videos about budget bikes, these are the kinds of riders I have in mind.
These are normal people. How the fuck are they gonna pay $1,000 plus?
Ones that would otherwise not have the opportunities to try mountain biking, but given the right confidence and accessibility, they could potentially get into the sport and make it a lifelong activity. So for those who get upset about me talking about certain bikes, that's the core issue with mountain biking in my
It makes me laugh so much when the comments you should see on some of his videos of like a bunch of elitists saying that yes, you need to spend thousands of, like, shut up. Just shut up.
opinion.
Talk about being wildly out of touch, just like the industry itself, just like those corporations. See, that's how I know a decent portion of you have drank the Kool-Aid and you haven't put it down. See, the thing is, you don't want everybody cycling. You want everybody that has a decent amount of money, like your rich fucking dentist and doctor friends and lawyer friends. And that's the only people you want cycling. It's all about keeping out the pores, isn't it? I'll just say it now. If you have that elitist mindset, or I need to buy a brand new blah blah blah, go fuck yourself. You're an idiot. A wild, out of touch idiot. In fact, let's take a look at some of these comments because I know they're there. Some of them agree with him, and I like that. I like how all these people right here are saying, I've never met this person. I hate to break it to you, but you are that person. See, this guy gets it. He says, in person, no. I disagree with that. I've met plenty of fucking elitists in person. Trust me, they're out there. Online, anything you say will be criticized. He's absolutely correct. If you say like, hey, should I buy a cheap bike? No, it's junk and it'll limit you. He's a beginner. Who gives a shit? If anything, he probably needs the limitations so he doesn't do anything stupid and outside of his expertise or lack thereof. So should I buy a really good bike? No, it's the rider, not the bike. conflicting advice. Like, you see how out of touch a lot of cyclists are? I was told several times that bikes under 3,000 are throwing my money away. A 2,500 Trek Fuel was okay for a beginner bike. You see how out of touch that sounds? I hope some of you are listening to yourselves. And be ready to upgrade it for like 1,500. Gee. Better off saving for a bike in 400 and 6,000 range. 4,000, 6,000 range. Oh, wow. Just, I completely, yeah. I've heard that being said in person, so. And some people are trying to downplay that, oh, you're inventing feelings that don't exist, and it's like, nah, you don't know where this dude is and who he's had to interact with, and more importantly, you don't have access to his YouTube account and you don't see the comments and messages coming in. Plain and simple. So it's so easy from where you're at to discount somebody else's experience, especially when it goes against whatever attitude or mindset you had when it came to cycling. Again, more of these people are just kind of out of touch. Yeah, I get he's getting a little doomy. Yeah, it's what isn't clickbait these days? Anyways, but he's not wrong, so it's not clickbait. So he's got a point. It is dying. Yeah, it is kind of the economy, and it is kind of dependent on your fucking location. Like, that's the dumbest thing you could say. Mountain biking is still one of the fastest. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. It is not. Trust me. It is fucking not. In fact, that's what we're going to do next. We're going to go over to... Dang old... Oh, my Hulu's open. But I'm going to look up... what was it? What was that guy just talking about? Damn. I wish I could have remembered. Let me go back to the video. Go find a stupid comment. Alright, let's go back to my history. Go back to that video. Go back to that comment.
In almost 6 years of riding now, I've been able to ride.
Okay. I think I may have clicked on this one. I don't know. No, I was a little bit past this one. Past that one. Oh yeah, that's right. That's what I was looking at. He said mountain biking is the fastest growing sport, or one of the fastest growing sports. We're gonna prove him wrong. What are the fastest growing sports in America? So this should solve it real quick. And I guarantee you, it is not freaking mountain biking. Look at it. Pickleball, soccer, lacrosse, and flag football. No bikes whatsoever. Pickleball is because pickleball you can get drunk. Other sports with rapid growth: off alpine touring, off-course golf. I like the sound of that. Skateboarding. I did see These kids are in the matrix with skateboarding. Volleyball. I guess, yeah, volleyball. Off-course golf. I really like that. But absolutely nothing to do with biking or anything. How about that? Fastest shrinking sports. The fastest shrinking sports in America. I bet cycling's up there, or something. Boxing, bowling, and certain aspects of baseball. I mean, yeah, bowling, sure. I never thought it was that popular to begin with, but yeah, track cycling's dying for sure. So, velodromes are dying, but that's it for this video. I really addressed, I think, in full what the issue is with the bike industry. It's the corporate attitude that the industry accepted, then pushed onto its own consumers, and that has become the norm. And racing culture has become the norm. And when it comes to the everyday person who's never cycled before but wants to try it out, if all the brands, if that's all they're hawking, is that it's the best performance and it'll make you fast and you'll win every race, I don't think a beginner's looking to do that. I think a beginner is just looking to kind of just dabble and see if they like it. And because of all that, the bicycle industry is dying and it is out of touch, and we may see a drastic shift from these big companies to maybe smaller companies, or there will probably be a cease in bicycle production as a whole for maybe a few years. I don't know. But I can tell you one thing. Ever since looking across the globe for the type of bicycle I would like, I've come to find that the Japanese bicycle market and the Japanese bicycle industry is doing quite well. I am not being paid or anything like that, but man, do they make some solid quality bicycles. But that's all I really got for this particular rabbit hole for tonight. And stay tuned for other rabbit holes. Subscribe if you like it. Give it a like. I'm going to keep doing this, hopefully probably like once a week or something. Twice a week, I don't know yet. I might incorporate it into doing it live off of Kick. I have a Kick account. I don't trust Twitch. There's a lot of drama going on over there. But yeah, thanks for watching. Give it a like if you genuinely liked it and you found it interesting. Give me a subscribe if you think I'm pretty much worthy of that and you want to give it to me. Other than that, have a really good day. Try to stay in touch. But if you consider cycling as something you would like to get into, the entry-level options are starting to appear. And there has always been entry-level options out there. They just haven't been well known, or they belong to bicycle companies that are a lot smaller, not as popular, and they don't have as good bikes as some of the other ones. So thank you for watching.